Good morning, everybody. It's Chad from Colorado Giants. Tuesday, July 25th. We're doing a bunch of work in the greenhouse today. Not a bunch of work, just maintenance type of stuff. Gonna give you like a before, and then we'll talk about the after, so stay tuned. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell right down there. So far, we've done a pretty good job of keeping up on everything, but the weeds have kind of taken over the main vine. Me being a man of larger stature, I'm bringing in my ringer. We got the boss today who's been, what? Who's doing a nice enough job, or is kind enough to use her smaller frame to minimize soil compaction and root breaking to pull weeds along the main vine. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and I'll give everybody a once over. Then we're gonna maybe do time-lapse stuff later, and at the end of the day we'll do some measurements, talk about pumpkin weights, and give you the after. So let's do it. Here is the before. Emily just started. She's gonna need a bigger bucket. And the goal for Emily is to traverse the main vine and remove, as many weeds as she can within arm's reach of the main vine. And she doesn't have to do like 100%, but the one we're really trying to get rid of are these grasses. Those grasses will just take over. I don't know what weed it is, but it's an annoying weed. So here's the before on this one too. Not as bad as the other one, but this plant is a little more sparse than the other one. Then I will get the loophole and I'm going to take care of everything around the sides, all of my vine terminations. I'll clean all this up later today. It's going to look beautiful, I promise. So we're just getting our baseline of before. That walking board in here will get taken out, and I will terminate this plant. This plant will be 100% terminated today, which is good, because I've measured this more than once this week, and we have some great gains that I'll tell you about. Watermelons are going to get trimmed. Big watermelons looking big. I don't know how big, I haven't measured it, but the watermelons, watermelons are going to get trimmed up real nice today, and all this will get taken away. Same with the tomatoes. I'll take out this diseased plant, and this monstrosity of a watermelon plant that's basically everywhere now will get corralled back into its spot, and I'll get the greenhouse back. So again, here is our before baseline, and I'll probably do another video at the end of the day, and I'll show you what it looks like after. So wish us luck. Fast forward to 7 o'clock at night. Long day of yard work. I'm tending the children and all that good stuff. Emily did a phenomenal job of weeding down the main vine. You can tell it just looks pretty healthy if I zoom or if I move the camera. And then we can look down the main vine, and I had her poke just to make sure there wasn't any soft or rotten spots, and according to the boss, everything looked pretty good. And then she kind of went down some of the secondaries and took care of those. So that all looks awesome. You're able to see some of those roots that I uncovered a little bit, and everything, knock on wood's looking good. Some of these first leaves, these are the very first leaves of the plant. They're showing their age, but that's really not that big of a deal. I've only removed 1 or 2 leaves. Same with this one, I removed 1 or 2 leaves. And, these tattered leaves are, again, they're showing their age, but that's really not that big of a deal. They are still producing, so I'm not in a big hurry to remove them. So the only thing that I have left to do tonight is pick up my mess. I'm going to throw all of these weeds that Emily pulled out into the compost pile. I have to terminate some vines. I'm not going to bury vines tonight because honestly I'm tired. So I need to like cut off this one, terminate this vine, terminate this vine, terminate that vine, move the walking board out, and pick up that mess. And then I will come back in a day or two and I will definitely bury those vines so I'm on top of it. And then the same with these 3 vines right here. Terminate, 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 remove that walking board. And then the same for those leaves over there. And then the pumpkins are done growing. And then what I'm gonna do, I'll throw it on time lapse. Hopefully I can find a good angle. And I'm gonna clean up these watermelon plants and take out one of the tomato plants. And after I'm done with that, I'll measure the pumpkins. Hopefully we have some good numbers and we'll go over that. So let's do it. Now for the weights and such. The back pumpkin names, I'll have a video probably next week with my kids telling us the names. We were talking about it at dinner tonight, but it's 8 o'clock, past 8 o'clock now, so they're on their way to bed, if not there already. But we got some good names this year. So this pumpkin, the back pumpkin, today at day 27 weighs 229 pounds, 154 pound gain for the week, which equates to 22 pounds per day. Pretty good. Not as good as that one up front, but still pretty good. One of my better pumpkins ever. This plant now is fully terminated. Emily did the weeds. Everything's looking good. The stem on this one is getting better. Probably tomorrow I need to do some stem, main vine, pumpkin placement maintenance. We'll talk about that over there. I'll probably scoot this one back or at least pop the main vine up as best as I can while this pumpkin is still manhandleable, because the wet wall's right there. I really don't have anywhere to put a come along on this to really get after it. So it's going to be main vine manipulation on this one. Let's go check out the other one. This pumpkin's doing really good. In fact, a little too good. The main vine has a pretty good kink in it, as well as a few splits where it's coming and connecting to the stem. I'm not super concerned about it yet, but I very much critically need to scoot this pumpkin back. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I'll make sure I leave work when it's still, what's tomorrow, Wednesday? Yeah, I'll leave work a little early. I'll do it while it's hot in the day, but this pumpkin has to come back before it chokes itself off. And just bad things happen. So this pumpkin on day 35 weighs 568 pounds. The gain for the week was 258 pounds, which puts the daily average at 35 pounds per day, which is awesome. That's my best gain for a week ever by, probably 30 or 40 pounds. And I think it's still speeding up. I know that kink in the main vine right there at the stem is not helping things. So once I get that fixed, hopefully that will get everything going. Typically I see my growth spurts, day 40 to 50. I really start to ramp up. So if I'm at day 30 or I'm at 35 pounds per day now at day 35, that bodes well for later in the season, which of course is hypothetical and it means absolutely nothing. The whole thing could go kaput tomorrow, and all of this, these good numbers mean diddly squat. So, but we're off to a good start. So this plant looks great. It's 100% terminated. Emily weeded this one. The leaves look good. We're ready to rock and roll. And at this point, with the plant being terminated, all I have to do is bury a few vines, and we're in cruise control. Just keep an eye on the pumpkin, make sure the stem's good. I've got to pound my rebar in, kind of where the camera is, get my come along, scoot this back, and I'll leave it there in case I need to do it again. So, with that being said, I appreciate you watching the video. Comment below if you have any questions. Go to ColoradoGiants.com if you want seeds or t-shirts. And we'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Get out there and grow yourself giant pumpkin. We'll see you next week.